Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the link. I want to take you through how we got this great outcome with an accounting client of ours. So basically, the accounting client that we worked with, a firm that had recently bought another firm, okay? So they had purchased another firm, they'd scaled to about 2.1. The person driving the firm themselves, they were very motivated, but they were also kind of getting to that stage of their life where they were probably a little bit tired of doing business this way. I suppose you could say they were just kind of like scaling the business to get it to a point to get their multiple on revenue sales. So they had a strategy in place to buy as many as they could, throw them in the bucket, get your multiple, and away you go, right? Now, that was well and good, but the reason they contacted us was that they were having trouble actually with the integration of different teams, and they were suffering terribly with the profitability of this. There was client departure, there was all sorts of issues around like people actually just retaining profit in work. There's so much scope creep, it was actually horrifying. When we went through the entire client group, we could see that like a large percentage of those clients were actually unprofitable and costing the company money, and had been so for a long time. So it was a bit of a mess, not really that profitable to begin with, and lots of sort of disharmony in this scaling strategy that wasn't being managed well. So like everyone we work with, the first thing we did was we assessed the business from top to bottom. We did a marketing, sales, ops, product, finance, and people analysis. And we could see pretty quickly that there were a couple of big gaps. The biggest gap probably being in leadership and management, in that there was an absence of leadership, there was an absence of management, and there was this poor attention to the cohesion and integration of different staff and different client groups into the one universal offering. So that was kind of causing all the problems. We fixed that later. So we did sort of a two-stream approach. The first thing we did was we very quickly saw the need to incorporate operational development, efficiency, and like get really hard on the reality of who needs to be in this boat and who doesn't need to be in this boat for us to get where we needed to go. This client has a timeline. They're going to sell this business in the future. They're going to retire. And we could see that quite clearly. There was just maybe a gentle push towards the reality of the situation that needed to occur, because there's some legacy employees there that needed to have some harder conversations. So we facilitated all of that. A lot of people just actually pulled up their socks, tightened their belts, and got the job done. And when other people could see that this workplace was not going to be the workplace that allowed them to basically cost the director money anymore, they just kind of left, which was really great because it actually gave us the opportunity to then go to the market and hire better employees and with better outcomes for the customer. But before we did that, we needed to actually position ourselves in a much stronger way in the market so that we could charge more for what we were doing. So I said it was two-stream. The first thing we were doing was addressing this leadership and management challenge and unifying everyone behind the single purpose of where we're going financially, what are we going from an operational perspective, informing the management and leadership group of that as well, and then driving that in a really measured way. The second thing we were doing whilst we were doing that was establishing a really strong sales and marketing push for an accounting firm. Now, any accountant will know most of their work is coming through referral and introduction and that sort of stuff. It's very rare that accountants are able to market themselves effectively because quite often they don't need to. They're usually busy, they're often full, and there's never this push around a really strong brand position, what you stand for, and so on. We took that and pushed it to the top of the hill because we needed to get awareness in the market of why these guys are different, why you need to spend your money with them, and why you should come and work with them if you're a really strong accountant looking to develop. So that was our whole marketing push. So we got a lot of leads. We're generating between 70 and 80 inquiries per month off our marketing campaign. We're spending maybe $2,500 a month, maybe $3,500 on some bigger months. We were seeing really strong income of leads. We were removing less valuable clients. We're refining it down to higher valuable clients. And then what we were doing was we were onboarding them in a really efficient sales process so that we're able to charge more. So our lifetime value of customers went up immediately because they were coming in at a higher rate of value earlier. And then we were pushing better operational expectations so that ideally in the long term, they're going to stay with us for longer. So we know now that we're in engagement with this client that these clients won't leave, but they're paying more than their past clients were. There's more profit in them and they're going to stay for longer and they're happier. They're probably going to refer similar grade clients as well. Now, all of this kind of set the foundation for us to be able to go to the market and become an employer of choice. So we were able to, first and foremost, actually put a higher salary on the ticket for our employees than we were kind of planning to initially. So when we kind of said, look, the market has changed. If you want really good accountants, you have to pay good money. There was a bit of resistance there from the team, but the long and short of it is that's the fact. There's plenty of good staff out there. It's just the good staff are happy where they are. and they're not going to move unless they're going to get paid more, and they're going to see the benefits of moving and getting paid more. So when we led with our marketing for getting new staff, we pushed our salaries higher than the competitors. We were really clear about ascension pathways and what they can achieve in working with us. And ultimately, we got really good staff. Like, the long and short of it is we got staff in really easily, and we could refine those guys down to really profitable little units of the business. The cool thing that happened, however, once the client could see that by resolving the leadership challenges, by making the hard decisions early, by getting the operational stuff taken care of, and then the value of actually stating your value in the market so people know why and how to work with you, they could see the value here. And he started to incorporate other service offerings that he really wanted to. So he brought in a business advisory offering. He started to advise high-value business clients for his own, personal billing. So he was charging lots of money for himself, doing work that he loved doing, as he was starting to step away from those operational leadership and management demands of his firm as it started to grow. So it's a very exciting client, very fun. We'll probably work with him for the next 3 to 4 years, and I think they're going to do incredibly well. He'll definitely sell the business for what he wants or more. But look, if you're curious to see if we could do something like that for you, please click the link below, book an appointment with us. As I said, we're a pay-on-result firm, so we don't get paid in full unless our clients hit their financial targets. These guys have hit it, so we're totally fine. And we hit about 98, 95% of them. So it would be great to hear from you. Speak soon.